Viewers, the Uttar Pradesh government has banned the sale of halal certified products. Apparently, cases have come to the state police's notice where organizations that have nothing to do with the meat trade are issuing halal certification for any and every commercial activity, even to cosmetic product manufacturers, FMCG good making companies, soft drink making companies, hotels and travel and tour operators. It goes without saying that those companies that don't pay up to legitimize their exploitative arbitrariness are blacklisted and lose business. This is presumably why even a tea company, yes, believe it or not, had to sport Sharia compliant stamps on its tea bags. Viewers, the Yogi government has justified the bans and it has given elaborate reasons for doing so. It says that fake halal certificates were issued by multiple trusts, that a forgery racket was leading to undue financial gains, that various interlopers were granting these particular certificates and taking money. Fake certificates violate public trust in halal trade because, viewers, at the end of the day, as you know, a lot of these certificates are arbitrarily stamped on products that have nothing to do with the meat industry. Social animosity promoted via illegal halal trade. This is what the state government is saying. Sales of non-halal companies are affected by illegal trade. Unfair advantage is then passed on to anti-social elements, which is presumably, viewers, a reference to certain extremist organizations. Unrestrained propaganda is bolstering halal certification. These are some of the reasons. Viewers, there is a whole body of work that has been done on the basis of which many people have come out and said that this business of issuing halal certification needs to stop. They're saying that this business of giving out these halal certificates now extends to restaurants, medicines, medical devices and cosmetics. It includes halal-friendly tourism, training, warehouses and apartments, accused of flouting food quality, violating government rules. Now, who is this accusation being made against? Arbitrary organizations that say that they have the authority to issue these certificates. The system is accused of extorting money in the name of certification because now there is evidence that has come to light that suggests that companies that don't have this certification lose out on precious business. These organizations that hand out these certificates are accused of being misused to promote enmity in the name of religion. The system is accused of diverting funds to separatists and terror groups. The Yogi government's crackdown has stirred a storm in the proverbial teacup. The usual suspects are crying Islamophobia. Political parties are coming out, especially those in opposition to the BJP and Mr. Yogi Adityanath are coming out and saying that the ban is an attack on Islam. Muslims, they say, can't consume or procure products that aren't manufactured out of ingredients or according to processes specified in Islamic law. Therefore, the ban that deprives Muslims of their right to consume halal products restricts their religious rights. This is what is being said. Here's a sample.
देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हिंदू मुस्लिम करने का मौका मिल गया है हलाल प्रोडक्ट पे। अब उसको इससे मतलब नहीं कि उत्तर प्रदेश की अर्थव्यवस्था वो खराब होगी। किस तरीके से हलाल प्रोडक्ट के आयात पे निर्यात रोक लगाई है, निर्यात पे रोक नहीं लगाई है, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की दोहरी मानसिकता को दिखाता है। दिल्ली और लखनऊ के इंजन आपस में टकरा रहे हैं। जो फैसला केंद्र की सरकार को लेना चाहिए था वो उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार ले रही है। अगर हलाल प्रोडक्ट से दिक्कत भारतीय जनता पार्टी को इतनी है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की केंद्र की सरकार को, राज्य की सरकार को, डबल इंजन की सरकार को पूरे देश में हलाल प्रोडक्ट के आयात और निर्यात पे प्रतिबंध लगाना चाहिए।
देखिए, ऐसा है, ये योगी सरकार का काम है, कैसे बंटवारा हो, कैसे आपस में लोगों के मतभेद हो, ये इनका काम है।
While these arguments might sound plausible, they are anything but. The reason for the ban has nothing to do with curbing religious rights, viewers. Let's state that clearly. On the contrary, it's an attempt at stopping the abuse of secularism. The Sharia compliant, the so-called Sharia compliant certification is handed by religious organizations that have usurped the power of the state. These religious organizations have stepped up a parallel regulatory and certification system that has informally acquired coercive powers to summarily blacklist or promote a particular business depending on whether they are deemed Sharia compliant. In India, only the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, a government body, can issue quality and suitability certificates to companies. This is a known fact. How then can any secular state allow an organization governed by religious laws to override a certification process that derives its sanctity from a secular constitution? In our country, viewers, halal certification is not mandated by the government. No business has to mandatorily get this particular certification from any Islamic organization. The government does not provide a unifying regulatory law. The halal certification provided by many private companies have nothing to do with government sanction. Private bodies mark food or products as permissible of their own volition, or because they are pressured or feel the need to do so because of the pressure that is being put upon them by certain Islamic organizations. Halal India and Jamiat Halal Trust among certification bodies, and they have set up, as I just told you, an entire parallel process. But if an exemption has at all been made, then make no mistake, it is a political indulgence that must be done away with. It is important to recall that the Supreme Court declared Khap Panchayats illegal precisely because they constituted a parallel system of beliefs-based jurisprudence views. Given the highest court's penchant to settle on Hindu religious matters, it is strange that the apex court should have thrown out a petition challenging the writ of Islamic organizations to sell Sharia compliant certificates. Aside from the sale of halal certificates undermining the tenets of secularism, there is also the issue of such certificates violating the right to work. And all of these points, viewers, all of the above points, force me to put some hard facts out and some questions. Now, viewers, we all know what the complaints are, that the ban on halal certificates curbs religious rights. The legitimate question is, how can religious bodies that usurp functions of state agency be legitimate in a secular polity? That's the fundamental question, viewers. How can you have a parallel system? Why should only Muslims have the right to apply codes of a parallel certification body on the rest? What if tomorrow Hindu bodies decide to come up with a peculiar law that governs only their rights and cultures? What would happen then? Or if Sikhs were to do so, or Parsis, or any other denomination? The other complaint is that the ban on sale of halal certificates is discriminatory. The question arises, should non-Muslims also be allowed to issue certificates compliant with their beliefs? Viewers, this is a very important issue. It is not just an issue related to the question of the ban on a particular certificate. It actually hits at what we understand of secularism as such. The other question, is it true that non-Muslims cannot carry out halal and therefore cannot be employed? Well, viewers, all of these questions come to light. The ban on halal certificates curbs the right to choose. That's another complaint. Well, viewers, shouldn't non-Muslims equally have the right to reject acquiring Sharia certificates? Viewers, all of this is out there and needs to be asked. The sale of halal certificates is inviolable as it is ordained by belief. This is the fourth most often heard complaint. Should all marriages, for example, be approved by Khap Panchayats, if that is indeed the case, viewers? Let's ask some of these questions. Let's go across to some of our panelists. But before that, the principal question, viewers,